Good evening, everybody. This is Sam Dog, the infamous 253, coming at you guys with the 2018 Week 15 NFL game picks with Dallas Stewart on the speakerphone once again. What's up, Dallas?
What's going on YouTube?
Yeah, got some big games coming up. Starting with Thursday night, some shockers last week, and some craziness going on during this whole entire NFL week. But first off, Thursday night football, we got the Los Angeles Chargers coming off of a close escape victory against the Cincinnati Bengals, going up against the Kansas City Chiefs, who you and me watched barely escape at home against the Baltimore Ravens, which I think that game showed us that the Chiefs definitely are vulnerable if they almost lost to Lamar Jackson. But this game is big time primetime game, and this game could ultimately decide who wins the AFC West, with the Chiefs being one game ahead of the Chargers, and the Chargers one game back, and the Chiefs hold sole possession of the number one seed due to that Dolphins miracle win against the Patriots. This game's an Arrowhead. It could go either way. I mean, obviously the Chiefs are balling out still. LA Chargers balling out too and trying to keep pace with them right now in a wild card spot, the fourth seed of the wild card. But I'm gonna go ahead, and I wouldn't be surprised if whoever wins this one. But just because it's an Arrowhead, I'm gonna take the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm going to take Kansas City as well. They have their sights set on home field, and they would just need two more victories now. So they could clinch it next week in Seattle, home field.
Or they could clinch it tomorrow.
I don't. Oh, they'd be what, 12-2?
Yeah.
No, not quite yet, because New England still has the tiebreaker over them.
Yeah, what's
So
good, Jay Vlogs?
2 more games.
What's up, Jay Vlogs? Yep, sorry, when there's people commenting on here too, sometimes holler at certain good people around here too, and I know Jay Sean's a good YouTuber as well. He's banking up the subscribers too, so check him out too. What up, Detroit Jackson? Dallas, say what's up to some of these viewers, man.
Thanks for being a subscriber to Sam and joining his channel.
And of course having Dallas on too. You guys got to show some love for Dallas too, guys. It'd be great to have you guys show some love for Dallas. Yep. All right. Up next, we got two Saturday games. Surprisingly, two Saturday games. First up, we got the Houston Texans at the New York Jets. The Jets, you and me saw it. Eddie said, "What's up to you, Dallas?"
Oh, what's up, Eddie? I'll probably see you, Sunday?
Yep, Sunday when we go to Norb's viewing party. But the Houston Texans, we saw lose their winning streak against the Indianapolis Colts, and the New York Jets, you and me watched on the red zone before the miracle in Miami happened, get that 4th and goal touchdown with Elijah McGuire when they scored that game winner against the Bills in Buffalo, getting that win. The game's at MetLife Stadium, but the Texans are pretty pissed about losing that winning streak and probably gonna roll again. So I'm taking the Houston Texans winning big in MetLife Stadium.
I'm taking the Texans as well. I believe maybe they could possibly catch the AFC South with a win and a Colt loss, because then they'd be 3 games ahead of them. So they still have an outside shot at getting a first-round bye, but not likely. But they have their sights set on winning the AFC South, and I think they're going to get things rolling again. That was a surprising loss, them losing to the Colts at home, so I think they get back on track this week.
I think so too. Up next, for Saturday game number 2, we got the Cleveland Browns at the Denver Broncos. Cleveland coming off of a surprising win against the Carolina Panthers in Cleveland, and Denver surprisingly dropping one, laying an egg against the San Francisco 49ers and Nick Mullins, which we cannot take the 49ers lightly at all, especially since they beat Denver, and we lost to Denver week 1. Still pissed about that. I mean, it makes our loss look really bad to them. But we can't take Frisco lightly. But Denver versus Cleveland, I mean, Baker Mayfield was balling out in that game. Jarvis Landry made some amazing catches. one on a jet. He had 2 touchdowns, one on a jet sweep, and an amazing catch on was that a fourth and 2 play, which was a bomb to the end zone? I can't remember.
I believe it was, or something like that.
Yeah. This game's in Denver, Mile High, but I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Denver Broncos in this one at home. They're tough to beat in Mile High. I'm taking the Denver Broncos. But wait a minute.
This is a tough one because...
Yeah, oh wait, that's right. Denver lost Emmanuel Sanders. This is a tough one. But...
Denver still have a slim shot at getting one of the wild cards, but it's not very likely.
Yeah, I'm going to take Denver. I'm going to stick with Denver.
I think I'll take Denver as well at home. Maybe Cleveland having to travel halfway across the country. They have a little bit of a letdown. They really put a huge nail in the Panthers' playoff chances. As the Panthers are one loss away from being mathematically eliminated. So I don't think they win 2 in a row. So I'm going to go with Denver to keep their slim wild card hopes alive.
If Cleveland beats them, though, I won't be surprised.
No, I won't. They've played a lot better this year.
Yeah. All right. Now on to the Sunday slate of games. First off, we got the Arizona Cardinals at the Atlanta Falcons. We all know what happened to Atlanta against the Packers. We watched it on Red Zone. Arizona is coming off of losing to the Detroit Lions, where Rosen threw a pick 6 after Larry Fitzgerald broke Jerry Rice's all-time record for most receptions with a single team. But I'm taking the Atlanta Falcons, rolling the Cardinals at home in Atlanta. I'm taking the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm taking the Falcons to end their 5-game losing streak. I mean, it's been a very... Let's just say what it is. It's been a really frustrating year for them. They've a lot of injuries in the secondary. A team that was supposed to be a playoff contender, possibly a Super Bowl contender. And they're a better overall team than Arizona, so I can't see them losing to Arizona. So I think this is the week we finally pick them to win.
Yeah, and they probably
and they win.
And they don't let it.
Last week we didn't pick them.
Yeah, because we knew that they were going to have another letdown like the other times we had picked them, but this time they're got an obvious chance to win this time against the Cardinals. So obviously we're taking Atlanta. All right, and so up next we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens benched Joe Flacco for Lamar Jackson after Lamar almost barely pulled an upset in Kansas City. Tampa Bay is coming off of Tampa lost last week, didn't? Who did Tampa play last week?
Yeah, they lost to New Orleans.
That's right. New Orleans clinched.
They couldn't quite finish that game off.
Yeah, they blew it to New Orleans, and New Orleans clinched the NFC South, and they're back on top of the number 1 seed with the Rams losing to Chicago. But Tampa Bay and Baltimore. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take the Baltimore Ravens in this one.
Yeah, I'm going to take Baltimore as well. Now they're opening for the AFC North. It's right there for them after Pittsburgh had that. Losing to Oakland, they can win the North, so I believe they win against Tampa Bay this week because they still have one more tough game left against the Chargers.
How many times do you think they run Lamar Jackson? How many times?
Oh, I don't know.
It'll be interesting to find out. Of course, Lamar can work on his throwing a bit. All right. Up next, we got the Detroit Lions at the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo had that big letdown against the Jets at home. They lost to Sam Darnold again, and let Elijah McGuire walk in there easily for that on that 4th and goal touchdown. Detroit coming off of a win in the desert in Arizona. And I think Josh Allen, did Josh Allen get hurt again in that Buffalo game?
He might have.
Yeah, I thought I heard that too. But and Detroit. So this game's in Buffalo though too. Two teams. I mean, 2 interesting teams. Obviously, I don't think Detroit's not going to the playoffs this year. I don't think so. Not with Chicago and Minnesota in the mix though, unless Minnesota chokes them down.
5-8?
Something like that. Yeah, they're sub 500.
Their season's over.
Yeah, but for the heck of it, for this week, I'm gonna take Detroit winning at Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Detroit to get 2 in a row. Buffalo couldn't quite finish the sweep against the Jets, so they didn't really impress me that much last week. So I'm going to take Detroit on the road.
All right, up next we got the Green Bay Packers at the Chicago Bears, rematch from week number 1. This time it's in Soldier Field. Green Bay's coming off of that big win against the Arizona Cardinals, and the Bears are coming off of a great defensive performance that they had against the Los Angeles Rams, beating them by a score of, what was this? I forgot the final of that game, but the Bears did not let the Rams in the end zone at all. And then, of course, Trubisky threw a touchdown to former Seattle Seahawk Bradley and former Arizona Cardinal Bradley Sowell, which I used to talk to a lot by the tunnel when he was a Seahawk. But that was a hell of a game to watch on Sunday Night Football. And I know and Trubisky had 3 interceptions, but that Bears defense, they were playing possessed and forcing free. Yeah, Eddie, that's right. It was 15-6 that the Bears beat the Rams, but the Bears were able to force the Rams to throw 4 interceptions, including Prince Amukamara having the dagger in that one like he had against us. Of course, the only difference was when he had it against us, it was a pick 6. But the Bears, man, they're hungry, man. They're playing good. This time, I think they're really gonna get revenge. I think they're gonna get revenge from week 1. It's in Soldier Field. I got the Bears winning this one big in Chicago. I'm taking the Bears.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bears as well. I mean, yeah, there's the possibility of a letdown game for them, but I don't see it. I just want Chicago. They can officially end the Packers' slim playoff hopes, and just end it. I don't even want to say. I don't think anybody in the NFC would like to see Green Bay get in, because they could be dangerous if they got in. So I'm going to take Chicago to end the Packers season.
Yeah.
And take a step closer to winning the NFC North.
Yeah.
I do not want to see Green Bay get in.
I don't think Green Bay's getting in at all this year. Let's be real with that, because of Chicago holding on big, and then with the other teams in the mix in Minnesota.
Well, they would just need Minnesota to lose 2 out of 3, which is still possible.
Yeah.
With the way Minnesota's offense is looking, at least they fired their offensive coordinator this week.
Yeah, some people are the Eagles YouTuber guy Philly 500 wants the Eagles to hire that guy, and then I think some New York Jets guys want him as their offensive coordinator. All right. Up next, we got the Oakland Raiders at the Cincinnati Bengals. We got, obviously, Oakland pulled a big upset against the Steelers, and Cincinnati coming off of a bad loss to the close. I mean, they were close to coming back, but they couldn't really pull it off against the Los Angeles Chargers. Jeff Driscoll is obviously playing quarterback for the Bengals, and it's Derek Carr. I mean, Driscoll still got some weapons with like AJ Green and John Ross and Joe Mixon running the ball. Cincinnati's defense, I don't know. What do you think for this one with the Bengals and the Raiders, What do you think?
God, the Bengals they've been plagued by injuries this year, but I probably got to go with the Bengals.
Yeah, I was going to let you go first with that one.
Jeff Driscoll over
Derek Carr.
I know it's over Derek Carr, but overall, they're just a slightly better team.
Yeah, I would say so too, even with the backup quarterback. And Driscoll can run too.
This and the Detroit-Buffalo matchup are probably the 2 least interesting matchups of the whole weekend.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bengals. I'm gonna go off of what you said and go with Cincinnati as well, beating Derek Carr with Jeff Driscoll as quarterback.
Raiders will probably get the number 1 pick because they have the same record as San Francisco, but San Francisco beat them.
Could Gardner Minshew be the John Gruden quarterback? Gardner Minshew from Washington State, or will it be that guy from West Virginia, or will it be Tua Tagovailoa, or will it be Kyler Murray from Oklahoma, who just won the Heisman? Who could that be? Or could either of those quarterbacks go to the Giants if Eli Manning retires, or the Jacksonville Jaguars? Could the Jaguars also be a possibility for Gardner Minshew or any of those other guys? What do you think, Dallas? Could Gardner Minshew make it to the NFL if he gets drafted? What do you think?
Yeah, but I don't know, top 10, maybe
second
top
round.
20.
second round, third round.
High first round, early second.
Because he led the nation in passing. Remember that. Even though when he played at Washington State, I know you're a Husky fan and all too, but Minshew did lead the nation in passing.
Yeah, who would have thought he would have been a great replacement for Luke Falk? People thought they were going to struggle at the quarterback position, especially with the Helinski suicide, who was projected to be the starter. Who thought a transfer like that would come in and have that big of a year?
Nobody thought that, but it was incredible though, and I think he possibly got himself some good draft stock in the mix while he was at it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. The legendary Diamond Miner, Murray said that he does not want to play in the NFL and instead he wants to go to the MLB. I think Kyler Murray should go play football instead of baseball, man. I don't know why. But what do you think though? Do you think could Minshew be that John Gruden quarterback? Could the Raiders use a stash? Because that face with the stash could make a good face for Las Vegas in the future. And speaking of Las Vegas, the NFL announced that the 2020 NFL Draft is going to be held in Vegas. What do y'all think of that, man? The 2020 Draft is going to be in Vegas. What do you think of that, Dallas?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting experience for the NFL fans that are in Vegas.
Do you think it'll be held in the stadium once the new stadium's up, or do you think it'll be held on Fremont? Or, I don't know. What would be a good area to have the draft in Vegas? That would be interesting.
I don't really know.
Yeah. All right, back to game picks. Up next, we got the Dallas Cowboys at the Indianapolis Colts. Dallas coming off of an overtime win, sweeping the Philadelphia Eagles, and Indianapolis coming off of ending the Texans' big win streak. But I'm going to take the Cowboys in this one. Cowboys are playing some good football right now, too, and they're definitely on pace to winning the NFC East. And possibly, if we win out and have the 5th seed, we may have a chance to play the Cowboys again, but in Jerry World. So I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys over the Colts.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Cowboys as well, even though I don't want to. Although the Colts were coming off of a big division win against the Texans, but I like the Cowboys to keep their winning streak going, even though, they barely survived against the Eagles, and there was definitely some questionable calls.
They did, for
There's no
real.
doubt about it in that game.
Yeah.
Another game with not so good officiating. Kind of like our Monday night games.
All right. Up next, we got the Washington Redskins at the Jacksonville Jaguars in Duval. This time, I guess the Redskins are going to be going with Josh Johnson at quarterback.
Are they going to? Is that who they're going to be starting?
I think so, but they're taking on the
boy.
Jacksonville Jaguar. Remember, we saw Josh Johnson do a little bit for the Redskins when they got blown out by the Giants when Saquon Barkley had that big day for the Giants, which, let's be real, Saquon Barkley's winning Rookie of the Year. But, I don't know. Are the Jags still sticking with Cody Kessler at quarterback for this game?
I believe they are. Boy, what a quarterback matchup.
Yeah, Josh Johnson.
Cody Kessler and Josh Johnson. Is that really who they're going to start?
Yeah, but I think Josh Johnson, from the looks of it, even though they were getting blown out, was throwing it way better than Kessler. I'm going to give the quarterback edge to the Redskins in this one. I don't know. This could be anyone's game, too. Two disappointing teams. Obviously, Redskins with the injuries and obviously losing Alex Smith and having their season completely derailed, with their playoff chances derailed. But it's a tough bet. I'm gonna pick the Redskins.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take Washington as well to get to 507-7. But this is probably the only game that they win the rest of the way because they still have to play Tennessee at home and then Philadelphia.
Still, I would not be surprised if Jacksonville won, but this is just.
But Jacksonville's been so disappointing, and they just got throttled by Tennessee last week.
And Derrick Henry's 99-yard touchdown run, which was incredible.
So I'm gonna actually have to go with Washington.
All right. Up next, we got the Miracle Miami Dolphins that miraculously beat the Patriots, taking on the Minnesota Vikings, who just came off of us beating them defensively. Taking on Minnesota at Minnesota. But yeah, Miami. You all, if you all saw our live stream last week. I mean, last week to our red zone reactions. Me and Dallas. If you go to the 3 hour, 9 minute mark and 40-second mark, you can watch our freaking reaction to the Miami Miracle as it happened, because it was hilarious as hell when the way that we freaking reacted to that. But this time it's Miami at Minnesota. Minnesota, obviously, we played pretty good. I mean, Russell didn't really play that good, except for when he had the big run at the end too. I mean, our receivers just couldn't even break coverage and get separation in that game too. When we beat Minnesota, it was a tough one, but I mean, at least we won the dogfight. Getting that Carson touchdown was relieved, especially after we got the 2-point conversion. But I knew the dagger was in after Jacob Martin stripped Kirk Cousins, and Coleman took it for the house call with a scoop and score. That's when I knew that we put in the dagger. But games in Minnesota this time, and they're taking on the team that just majorly upset the Patriots on what was a major miracle that we watched together. But I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings at home this time.
Yeah, I'm going to take Minnesota. They really need this one, and I think Miami could be coming off of a little bit of a letdown. Obviously, Miami's still in the mix in the AFC wildcard race. That log jam at 7 and 6 between them, Baltimore, Tennessee, and Indianapolis. But I'm going to take Minnesota. They need it for wildcard positioning because their final game is at home against Chicago. All they really probably have to do is win 2 more and they're in.
Yeah. All right. Up next, we got the Tennessee Titans going to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. Obviously, the Giants took a dump on the Redskins in Washington, and Tennessee took a dump on the Jags at home with Derrick Henry running a 99-yard touchdown, and having Derrick Henry practically took over that entire game. He had all the touchdowns in that game. That was Derrick Henry's game last week, and I think it's going to continue. I know Saquon Barkley is running pretty well, though, too, but Titans are fighting for what should be a wild card spot for the Tennessee Titans if the Texans win the AFC South. But I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans winning big in MetLife Stadium.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to take the Titans as well. They're still fighting for a wild card spot, and they look good against Jacksonville. Granted, Jacksonville's just been a huge disappointment.
No doubt.
But I think they really want to get that wild card and get to the playoffs 2 years in a row.
Yeah, for real. You and me been saying that for a while. All right.
They got some talent on that team.
Yep. Up next, we got our Seattle Seahawks going to Santa Clara, taking on the 49ers, which we basically took a big dump on the last time when they came here. But now we're going down there to take on Sherman in Levi Stadium. And Frisco's coming off of a big win. But at this point, I'm going to tell you all this, even viewing. Never, ever, ever, even by record, never take any team lightly. Especially if you saw what Frisco did to Denver, the team that beat us in week 1. But I'm not taking anyone lightly, especially at this point where we really just want to get a good seed for the playoffs too. But we're coming off of a big win. San Francisco's coming off of a big win where George Kittle set a record for receiving yards for a rookie tight end with what he did. I think George Kittle had 210 yards in that game too, receiving, and Dante Pettis. I mean, Kittle had a couple touchdowns, and Frisco just came to play big time. I mean, Denver tried rallying late, but they couldn't quite get it done against the 49ers. But Seahawks, we're coming off a big defensive, probably our best defensive performance of the year with what we did to the Minnesota Vikings. And I think the best part of that game when we pulled off that goal line stand after Kirk Cousins hit Diggs for that big play, and then they got it inside the 5, and then our defense, I mean, we shut that. We didn't even let them get in the end zone on that drive. But I'll tell you what, though. Oh, yeah, Legendary Diamond says Kittle 5 yards off of breaking Shannon Sharp's record in that game last week with the 49ers versus Broncos game. Kittle almost broke Shannon Sharp's record. But with our game last week, I think the best stop in that game was when we had that goal line stand. What do you think, Dallas?
Yeah, I think that was the huge play in the game, considering it was 6-0 at that time. It was a slog through the first 3 quarters. It was a real grind.
Yeah, I mean,
we were just waiting to pull away, and we finally did in the 4th.
Yeah, Russell slipped. Russell was trying.
It was going to be. I was like, are we going to lose 7-6?
Yeah.
Is the defense going to play this well, and we're going to lose?
McDougal made the play of the game on sticking Kyle Rudolph heavily in that game. And then I think another key point was when Bobby Wagner leaped over to block that field goal. I'm surprised that wasn't called. I know the new rules in that too, the controversial calls in that too, but wouldn't win in our favor. I mean, especially when we've gotten screwed on some stuff, heck, especially when we got screwed on.
That was another huge turning point, the blocked field goal, because you're going, oh, it's 6-3 if he makes it.
The George Fant play was hilarious, especially with the way the broadcasters reacted to Russell throwing to Fant. That was funny, but it was cool to see Fant get that catch. And then when Chris Carson got the touchdown, I was surprised that if you saw in the last video, I was surprised, like, I was saying, why are we going for 2, you know? And then we ended up getting the title lock, and then Jake Martin strip sacks Kirk Cousins, and Coleman scoops and scores. I was comfortable. I knew right when Coleman scored the touchdown on the scoop and score, I just immediately said, dagger, we got that game in the bag. I knew we were going to win that game. But Russell Wilson didn't really throw that. I mean, receivers couldn't even get separations. And I know we didn't have Doug Baldwin in that game, so that was definitely, frustrating seeing that our receivers couldn't really get any good separation in that game. But when Russell used his legs and got that big 40-yard run, that was definitely another turning point in that game. But I hope we get Baldwin back, but I think Russell will get back on track in this game, and I think hopefully we can go down there and we can just beat Frisco the way we did again. I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks going down to Santa Clara and going for the sweep and getting the sweep down there. I'm taking our team getting the sweep.
Yeah, I'm taking the Seahawks to get the sweep, and who would have thought at the beginning, clinch a playoff berth, who would have thought that 9 wins was going to get us in, but the NFC has been kind of disappointing, and I really didn't think 9 wins was going to get us in. I thought it was going to take 10.
10 or 11.
I wasn't sure that they were going to get to 10, and it looks like they're going to get to 10.
Yeah, but
unless they rest our starters in week 17.
Now, to all my viewers watching, I got to also tell you something. Dallas and me are going to be at Norb's viewing party on that Sunday for the game. We're going to be watching the game at Emerald Downs upstairs with Norb Cam, and I'm going to be getting in on Norb's live stream too. Me and Dallas will. I'm going to see if I can sit next to Norb and be on his live stream. So I need you all, and I'll put a link to Norb's channel in the description. So I'm going to let y'all know this. I want y'all also to subscribe to Norb Cam and then watch his live stream, and when I'm on there, but also in the comments, I want you guys to help promote my channel through Norb Cam so we can get a bunch of those people on Norb's channel to subscribe to Sam Dog, the infamous 253. Because I would love, I still love the support, but still support Norb Cam too. But we gotta, if there's a chance you guys can help promote my channel, through his live stream during that game, I would be deeply appreciated to all of you guys if you guys did that for me on Norb's channel during the live stream at Emerald Downs for that game. So please do so, and I will put the link to his YouTube channel in my description, and I need you guys to put the word out to subscribe to Sam Dog, the infamous 253 through that channel. And I appreciate all of you who have done that. So if you can do that, thank you, but keep an eye out for me and Dallas in the video too. So Dallas, you have to stay close to me so we can get in on Norb's video, all right? So we're going to sit right next to Norb when we go. All right. Up next, we got the New England Patriots at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Obviously, Pittsburgh coming off of back-to-back losses to the Broncos and the Raiders, and the Patriots coming off of a major letdown, which you and me had the craziest reaction to while watching Red Zone on Sunday, the Miami Miracle, which the Patriots have. Tom Brady's worst record on the road is down. Worst record against a team on the road is obviously in Miami. But Patriots are going to be pretty furious about that. I'm going to take New England. New England's pissed about losing the way that they did in Miami. I think New England's going to take it out on the Steelers. New England wins big.
Yeah, I think New England is going to win as well. Actually, the Steelers have lost 3 in a row. You forgot to mention the game-losing field goal to the Chargers.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They did lose to the LA Chargers. That's right. They did lose to the LA Chargers. That's right.
They remind me of the Panthers just free falling. They are in some real trouble because then they got to go to New Orleans after this.
Yeah.
Boy, they were looking like the hottest team in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a 6-game winning streak. Things have just completely gone off the rails for them.
It has.
And Tom Brady just owns the Steelers. He's 11-2, and I believe they've won 4 in a row against them, and including
the playoffs.
It's obviously a rematch of last year's. We'll call it the Jesse James game.
Oh yeah, that's right, the Jesse James game.
Where they blew an 8-point lead in the fourth quarter, and then the controversial play at the end, and then the pick in the end zone. They just can't beat the Patriots.
Yeah.
And I like the Patriots to continue their dominance against the Steelers.
Me too. Up next, the Sunday night football game. We got the Philadelphia Eagles at the LA Rams. The Eagles may have just lost Carson Wentz for the year with whatever back injury he's sporting right now. I think the Eagles are pretty much done. If that's true, the Eagles are done. So, I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Eagles losing Carson Wentz for the year due to back issues and that too. And they're obviously, but I'm gonna be real and say this. There's no way in hell Nick Foles is gonna repeat last year. No way in hell. I got the LA Rams winning big in this one, especially after coming off of their disappointing loss to the Chicago Bears in Chicago in the cold, where they got completely dominated and held out of the end zone. I'm taking the Rams.
Yeah, I'm taking the Rams as well. But God, the Eagles are on my list of most disappointing teams for sure. I mean, you can't be the defending Super Bowl champions and on the verge of missing the playoffs and not say it's a disappointment. I mean, they would need to win out, and I think the Cowboys would have to lose out for them even to get a chance at the East. I just think they're a defeated football team.
True that.
So I'm going to take the Rams to keep their it's not really to keep their chances at home field, but they need a New Orleans slip-up.
Yeah, but they need one more win to clinch a first-round bye for the playoffs, too. But I don't see... All right. So that's what it is. Finally, Monday.
The Saints losing another game.
Yeah, and speaking of the Saints, we got them next on Monday Night Football, taking on the Carolina Panthers. In Carolina, obviously, we know they came off of a comeback win to clinch the NFC South. So the Saints already got the South. Carolina's lost 5 in a row, including to us. They started with Pittsburgh, Detroit, us. Then they lost to Tampa Bay, and then they lost to Cleveland. I laughed when they lost to Cleveland. And Breeze is still playing great, playing like a man possessed. Kamara's running the ball good, and freaking Mark Ingram. They got a good two-headed monster running game, and their defense is playing pretty good too. And I know the game's in Carolina, but I think Drew Brees is going to pull it off. I'm going to take the New Orleans Saints beating the Panthers here in Carolina. I'm taking the Saints, handing the Panthers their next home loss.
Yeah, and like I mentioned, the Panthers are eliminated from playoff contention with a loss, and I like the Saints to end their playoff chances, and they are focused on getting that number 1 seed. They can see it now. They got a little help last week from the Bears.
Yes, they did.
So I like the Saints
to pull it off against the Panthers, and then they play each other in Week 17 at New Orleans. So this will be the first meeting of the year. But yeah, and there you have it for our Week 15 game picks. So remember, Dallas and me will be at Norb's viewing party going into his live stream. So make sure to check us out through Norb's video and help promote the channel while you promote my channel while you're at it too, while supporting Norb's as well. But to recap our picks, we got the Chiefs beating the Chargers. We got the Texans beating the Jets. We got Denver beating Cleveland. We got the Falcons beating the Cardinals. We got the Ravens beating Tampa. We got the Lions beating the Bills. We got the Bears beating the Packers. We got the Bengals beating the Raiders. We got the Cowboys beating the Colts. We got the Redskins beating the Jags. We got the Vikings beating the Dolphins. We got the Titans beating the Giants. We got the Seahawks beating the Niners. We got the Patriots beating Pittsburgh. We got the Rams beating the Eagles. And we got the Saints beating the Panthers. And that is it for our Week 15 game picks for the 2018 NFL season. So let's hope we can do what we can do. Make sure to like, hit that subscribe button. Thank you all for tuning in. And make sure to tune in to Norb's live stream of the Seahawks versus 49er game from Emerald Down and help promote the channel. You'll see me and Dallas through there reacting to our game as well. So that way I don't have to react on my channel. So like, subscribe. Thank you all for supporting. If you're new to the channel, remember what I said there. And if you ain't with it, you ain't infamous. And as always, go.